Yeah. And Mark, good to see you guys. Josh, what up, my man?
How are you?
Good, brother. Good. Thanks for joining.
Sure.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It's good to actually meet you, man. Face
Yeah.
to face.
I don't know if it's better with the lights on or off.
Well, I got the lights facing towards me, man, so it's up to you. Lights off, I would say.
All right.
Cool, cool. Perfect. So this is on you to me, man, so.
Yeah, me too. I can't imagine anybody would care enough to see anything I do.
Nah, dude, it's not like that, bro. Some good stuff, man. Good work, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's awesome, dude. So, chatting with Zen, man, it's so pretty much what this is about. It's my way of wanting to interview the artists like yourself, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
get to know you guys, get, our followers, your followers, everyone, whoever's interested in art, just to come in and, I don't know, just be part of this community, man. Get to know us a little better.
Sure.
So, where are you from, Josh?
I live in Atlanta. I'm originally from Louisiana.
Okay, cool. You got a long time there or what, man?
I've been here since the end of 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's okay. I don't like the traffic, but other than that, it's a pretty cool place.
Cool, man. So let's start with this art thing, man. How long you been doing this for, bro?
I guess forever, man. Ever since I was a little kid, I just picked up a pencil and, always drawing something. So I think they probably came about from seeing like old Speed Racer cartoons and then like the Hanna-Barbera stuff, Space Ghost and
Okay, yeah.
Void, stuff like that. And then it just escalated from there as, you had like Batman animated series and X-Men animated series that really lit the fire, I think.
Sweet,
So,
yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. I think, eventually I'll talk more about myself as we go along with not just you, but with other guests. You know what I mean?
right.
This is mainly your time, but I'm just like you, man. I was a '80s baby, so during this whole time, I could relate with the whole X-Men, Batman, Spider-Man animated series and stuff. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It's not like that anymore.
No. You're telling me, dude. Now, as far as your drawing, how did you start? Is it like some talent you just had, or is it you
I
started
guess.
small?
I think, with anything, it's just a lot of practice, man. I think
Um,
anybody can do this. It's just, do they want to put in the time of doing it every day?
Oh, yeah, word.
I mean, sure, I guess there's, some part of it is talent, but I think anybody could do it. They just got to pick up the pencil. I mean, it's that simple. You just got to dedicate, the time to do it and want to do this every day. It's the only way you get better. You go back and you look at these guys, they post all the time and they'll have art from 2 years ago and they redraw it today and it looks 10 times better. And it's because they do it every single day.
Yeah. No, I fully agree, dude. That's what's up. Have you done anything like that lately, where you try to redraw something?
No, I don't think I've done anything like that lately, no. But, I mean, you can definitely tell, like, when you stop drawing for a while, you go, a month or two without picking up the pencil, you come back. I mean, it takes a while to get back into the groove and produce something worth keeping. So,
Oh yeah, definitely do. Cool. What else have you been working on lately, man? Your current projects? Something you
yeah.
guys got to know?
Well, I mean, I've got this Marvel Upper Deck deal going.
Yeah.
It's pretty stressful, It's a lot of fun when you think about it, and you want to do it, and then when that box finally hits your doorstep, it's like, man, now what? You got to be able to produce something that you feel is Marvel quality, and I don't know that you ever feel that way.
No, man. I mean, I seen other sketch artists, man, and I think you do good though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
great, that you see some cards that get accepted, and they're amazing, and you see others, and it's like you can tell they phoned it in. But when you do, some of them are going to be phoned in. There's
Yeah,
no way.
yeah.
So
No, that's what's up, dude. That's cool. And that's been something you've been wanting to do for a while too, man.
Yeah, I've been wanting that gig for a long time, man.
Yeah, dude. I remember I was going through just our conversations, you know. So, little fun facts, guys. I first mentioned him in when I first started doing this Instagram thing. So it was like somewhere in December of 2017. You know, shouted you out, and then ever since then, you know, we've been trading
Right.
what 2, 3 times now, something like
Yeah.
that. So it's
Yep.
pretty cool, man. I got your pieces up on in my main room and stuff, you know, framed up. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's. I appreciate the
So
positivity.
yeah. For everybody who, all our crazy viewers that are tuned in,
Hmm.
uh, you know, one thing that Josh Queen stands out is his wicked style of like wood and how he applies it. It's just I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, definitely see it after. Go to his page, follow, but check it out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty unique, dude. Uh,
Yeah, and I always say that I don't know. Yeah, it's unique, but I don't know if it's unique in a good way. And the reason why I say that is you've seen for years and years and years, anytime somebody creates a piece of art, somebody replicates that style. But I have not seen anybody, and maybe I just haven't looked hard enough, but I haven't seen anybody else doing this. So I don't know if that means, that I'm a complete moron and this style is stupid, or, nobody cares enough to try it. I don't know. It's weird to not see it anywhere else, especially in the world of art, because everything has been redone over and over
yeah,
again.
there's nothing new under the sun, as they say, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
No,
yeah, I'm
man.
doing it, but there again, it's one of those things where it takes a lot of time to produce the smallest piece because of all the lines.
Yeah, I figured. Now, is that something you just wanted to do just to be original, or where does that style originate from? You know?
Um, I don't know if I have a great answer for that. I think part of it is I've always been intrigued by like woodworking and guys who could do really good woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
And, I bought some of the tools and tried it, and I can't do woodworking to save my life. But, but I guarantee you I can put it on paper.
There you
So
go.
I just, did the opposite. These people try to take wood and create art with it. I took art and created wood with it for whatever that's
Sweet
worth, you know. But yeah, I mean, I like doing it. It does. It takes a long time to
to
do it.
produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so just mad kudos, mad props on that, bro, because it really does look dope. And that's usually when you ask me and we do the trades, you
Hmm.
know, I always tell you, hey, do it in your style because
Right.
that's you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And like you said, I've seen a lot of artists like come through, you know, scroll through a lot of people, a lot of pages, and I haven't seen that around, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. If anybody sees it, please tag me in it. I want to, because if somebody's doing it, they're probably doing it, if they've been doing it for any length of time, they might be doing it better than me. I'd like to see.
Yeah, well, I think we all would, man. But
So,
get it? We all would. No
yeah.
pun
Yeah.
intended. So another thing that I noticed, Josh, is you do a lot of wrestling pieces, a lot of
I
wrestling art.
do. Yeah.
So big fan.
Yeah. Yeah. More of the older stuff, but yeah, I mean, I take my son, we still go to some of the live events, and usually if there's any kind of meet and greet, I'll do a fan art piece and get it signed while we're there, and something that, my son can have later, and, remember we were there and met the guy, and, you know, just that sort of thing. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of pieces signed over the years,
Oh,
and
sweet.
given a lot of them away to the guys because they don't, they want to keep them. So there's a lot of good pieces out there that I don't have. But
Damn. You should definitely put some out, bro. Is anything that you got signed, post it. I would love to see it.
yeah,
Even if it's just on your stories, that'll be
right,
dope,
right.
dude.
Yeah, and sometimes, well, if they do want the piece, I end up trading, I'll trade them for a T-shirt or,
There you go.
something else to get something out of the deal, instead of just giving it away.
Cool. Have you ever seen any of them tag you in there? You know, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
look what I just got.
I did one. I guess it was a couple weeks around the first part of October, maybe. We went to, they revitalized the NWA, and they're filming it here in Atlanta. They did 8 weeks
Okay.
of TV, and me and my son went. And there were a couple of them, like Colt Cabana. He shared it in his story. I did a sketch card for him. And then I had Nick Aldis, who's the world champion. He signed the piece that I have, and Tim Storm. And then there were a few others that ended up keeping their pieces. But yeah,
Dope.
uh, and like Marty Skrull's tagged me a couple times in stuff that I've done. So yeah.
Yeah, I got one of my guys. Well, he popped in early on. I'm not sure if he's still in here. The Young Wolf Vinny D.
Hmm.
He's a big wrestling fan. He's over
Yeah.
here saying, Becky. That's pretty awesome, dude. How old is your son now?
He's 8.
8.
Yeah.
Any signs of having that art gene in him?
I mean, if it goes back to he's got to have the want. I mean, he'll draw sometimes, and he's not bad, but he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the patience yet. I don't think.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, yeah. I also got a little. I got a little girl. She just turned 8, and if my face looks dumb, it's because I was gone last night, man. So, but yeah, she'll watch me draw. She watches me, and paints there sometimes too with me. You know what I mean? But as far as like showing that little, eh, I'll let her stick to dancing.
yeah.
Now another thing that I was talking to you about, man, you're big into like the tools of the trade.
Yeah, I always
So
like to see. I don't think enough people post what they use. I always like
yeah,
to see what everybody's using. What pen are you using? What markers are you using? What what do I buy next? That kind of thing. You just don't see much of that. So,
cool. Is there anything any specific, like for example markers or pens that are your go-to
well, I mean,
pencils?
along with everybody, I think Copic markers are probably up there. But there's a company out of New York called Art and Fly,
Oh,
and I really feel like their markers, are on the same level as Copic for a fraction of the price.
get out of here. You
And
know, and sorry to cut you, man, but it's funny you mentioned that because that was something I wanted to talk to you about. I kind of noticed them when I
mhm,
was going through your stuff, and yeah, just more about what you know, man, about that
yeah,
brand specifically.
yeah. I mean, it's just a small company that's in New York, and they have it's a alcohol-based marker just like Copic. It's got the chisel tip on one end, and then you can buy it with either the brush tip or the bullet tip. They've got like, I don't know, probably 120 different colors. They're refillable. The brush tips are they're made in Japan, and the ink, I believe, is from Germany. And then the marker, of course, is assembled in China. But overall, I mean, I've tried some of the other marker brands on Amazon, from China, and these are, I'm telling you, they're very, very close to Copic for a fraction of the price.
Man, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that because and the Copic, tomato.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I seen them, but I've dealt with them here and there. I know I have, for example, like their blender.
Right.
I use that a lot. That's pretty good. But for me, I like to stick to like the Prismas just because I know them for a long time, dude. You know, I got into using Prismas like back when I was in high school.
Hmm.
I practiced a lot of graffiti, so that's pretty much the go-to marker for graffiti artists back in the day. I'm talking about 2099, 2003 circa, give or take. Right now, there's a multitude of them, but that's usually
Yeah,
what I stick to.
I see a lot of now the that Arteza their Everblend markers now
Okay.
that they've come out with. Somebody I saw was using them and said that they liked them, but I haven't tried them yet. But apparently they're pretty good.
Have you ever heard of the Tombow brand?
Yeah, I won't buy it.
Why is that?
Ruined too many pieces of art using their markers. Yeah, those. I cannot use them.
No.
Can't do it.
How did you ruin it? Like,
I want to say that the problem for me was that, it's just too much saturation with those markers. They tend to bleed a lot.
okay.
It was just the pack I had. I don't know, but that one pack burned me, and I will never pick up another one of those markers again.
Cool. Well, that's not cool, man.
If you're looking for that sponsor, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, this is just what I'm using now.
Right.
Just because somebody mentioned to me, they're like, oh, well, since you do watercolors, why don't you use the Tombow? They're watercolor as well. You know what I mean? And I know what you're talking about as far as making it ruin the piece, because there is times where I do draw over them. I got the the gray package, you know what I mean, the tones. I also got the skin tones package. And when I try to go ahead and add like the second layer, that's when I get what you call the saturation on it, dude. So my work around that is I usually use these bad boys. This is like pretty much my go-to. You ever seen these?
Yeah.
So what I do is tip, get it on here and then use it and then go back. So I hardly ever touch the marker on the actual piece of paper. Everything's always diluted with this.
Yeah, I haven't done much in the way of watercolor yet.
No?
I just haven't done it. But I mean, I'm gonna try to flip this camera around and then I can let's see what I can. So maybe the light will help. I don't know. Maybe
There you
it
go.
won't. But like,
Yeah,
and you can see like from a marker standpoint. I mean, I've probably got, I don't know, 400 markers. And
it's a
the
great
majority
collection, though.
the majority are Copic, but like, I ended up picking up some of like the Zig Clean Color watercolor pens. I haven't done anything in the way of watercolor with them, but from just a regular marker standpoint, I really like these. And they're pretty reasonably priced. But we were talking about Art and Fly. Here's one of their markers. I mean, it's a little bit odd, like barrel shape. It's a little bit bigger. But, I mean, it's got a, decent sized brush on it. And like I say, the ink lays down pretty well. I mean, most of the work that I do, it's done with their brand of marker. So, but then, I really like this pen here, one of these Zebra pens. It's cheap, works really well. And then this is probably my go-to pen right here. It's got a wider brush on one end and a thin brush on the other, but I only use the thin side. So.
And what kind of brand is that one there?
This is a Pilot.
Okay.
It's called Pilot. I think it's like their manga pen or something. It's on it like $5, I think. So, but
and what do we got there? Is that a scroll?
So that was one of the first wood pieces I did. That's Trapjaw from He-Man.
I kind of figured, but I looked to me like a straw man. I totally blew the He-Man. I just passed that up when I started getting into cartoons.
But there's been a couple good pieces turned out, like I did this Doc Ock, which turned out pretty cool.
Oh, that looks cool.
And then
let me see
some of this Teen Titan stuff, man.
Oh, that's dope. I'm digging that.
And And you know, a lot of people they want to trade sketch cards, but they want them in wood, and it just doesn't work so well on those small pieces as it does on like a full size piece, you know.
Yeah.
Now the Infinity Gauntlet turned out pretty good, but it ended up being 2 cards as far as it being done in wood. And then this was the Joker that I posted today.
Yeah, that looks dope. It looks nice.
Yoda.
Yoda.
But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that.
So you're primarily a sketch card artist, you would say?
Yeah, I guess as of late, that's what it's become. I really like, to me, the best piece of paper you can draw on is a postal slab.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I just think if you're using markers, that is the best piece of paper to use, man.
Retains the...
If you've done much with them, but, you know, not only are they free,
Yeah.
but, you know, the pencil erases off of there real clean. You do any correction stuff, and then markers just tend to lay down really well.
Nice.
So.
Now, as far as your art goes, is there any end game to it? Any goals you really want to achieve? You know, I know this next coming project for Marvel cards. That's like a cool stone. You know what I mean?
Right.
A cool milestone to reach. But
Yeah, I'm hoping that you know, that just leads to more of that type of work.
cool.
You know, obviously it's always going to be a hobby. I mean, to try to make a career off of that.
What have they told you? They're like, oh, we seen your work, we liked it, and we want you to do this next cover.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kept tagging them in the stuff that I was doing, and then one day woke up, or actually was about to go to bed. I got an email late. It was like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I got an email from them saying, hey, are you interested in doing you know, sketch card project? And I was like, absolutely. So, like I say, hopefully it, you know, it snowballs into other things. But the first one is a bit stressful, I can tell you that.
Why is that?
I mean, you know, there again, it's just you get a box of cards that show up that have, you know, Marvel's logo on there, and you know you got to produce.
Damn.
So,
So it must be overwhelming, though, man.
well, that and then the deadline, you know. I mean, the cards showed up, I think, maybe the day before Halloween, and they're due back to them by the 2nd of December. 50 cards, you know, full color.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Now, what's your process like as far as drawing? Is it like, do you usually do it in one go, or is it like, oh, I'm gonna set this up first, or?
Well, I got some advice from a couple other guys that have done this, and they tend to recommend, you know, to break it up. Sketch out a bunch of cards in pencil, and then come back and ink a bunch of cards, and then come back and color a bunch of cards to try to do each card start to finish. It just drives you crazy. So, right now, I've got about 23 cards, but they're all just pencil. So,
Oh shit!
long way to go.
Oh, with 23 cards, bro, you're almost there. It's still the beginning of the month, so.
Yeah, you still got to ink them and color them, and then you got to do the other 25, 30.
Damn. Is there a list that they sent you? Oh, we would love you to focus on this or this characters, or?
I mean, there's a list. There's a list of characters you cannot use.
Oh shit! For real?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they're specific about what you can't do.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, they want it to be centered around the project, you know, to give an emphasis on that. But you can go outside of there and pull characters that are unrelated. But they do have a list of about, I don't know, 50 characters that you cannot use. They will reject it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And that's something that they told you, right? Or is it something you just heard
it's
from
written
them?
into the contract.
Okay.
They send you, I don't know, 8-page contract, what you can.
Oh shit! Man, that's crazy.
The thing that's really interesting is, you know, if you notice, and now that I understand what's going on, you see all these Marvel sketch cards, through people's feed, and you're like, well, yeah, that kind of looks like Iron Man, but it doesn't. Well, the reason you can't. You
Oh shit.
cannot go back and steal the likeness from the comic book. You have to change it up. And like you can't, if you were doing like a set from the Iron Man movie, it can't look anything like the actor.
Oh shit.
It's against the rules of the contract. So that's
Okay.
why you see, Iron Man-esque characters or Captain America-esque, because you can't create the exact thing that you've seen in the comics or in the film. It's against the rules. Very
Damn.
interesting. What
Yeah,
you,
no, it's definitely sounds like that, man. That's something honestly I didn't know. And
mhm,
it's something that I was thinking about doing this stuff maybe 2018,
mhm,
and everyone's like, "Oh, you should get into it as well." But it's like, it's not for me, man. Um, you know, especially now, before when I first started here on Instagram, so I had a lot of free time, dude. Let's put it that way. And then after that, I started getting the gig I'm at now. And yeah, I just don't have any time for that stuff.
mhm. Yeah, you definitely got to have time. You got to make time.
Cool, dude. So what's now talking about doing art and stuff, is there anything or any way of how you challenge yourself with this stuff, man? Like have
Uh,
you ever like for example, um a good example is like myself is okay, I know how to draw. Like when I first started, I started drawing, like little Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff like
mm,
that, something simple. And over time, I challenged myself to just do bigger pieces, Iron Man and
mm,
stuff like that, when I first started, I used to draw, um, like using other people's materials. I would look at a comic book and then draw what I saw. You know what I mean?
right.
So, is there anything you do to challenge yourself on your
Yeah, I mean,
skills?
for me, it's always been difficult to the whole anatomy thing and getting that right. So I'm always trying, especially now with this card set that I'm working on. I'm really trying to do more of that, where I get an action pose and not just the chest up or the neck up. Try to branch out a little bit, and that's a challenge to come up with a good action pose and see it through.
Well,
So,
so do you use any type of reference?
yeah, I mean, I will go through and look at other people's work and take it and put a good twist to it. I never
Okay,
try to completely rip it off by any means. And if I do use it, I will give you credit for it. I'll
cool.
say character references from Tim Shin or whoever, because I use a lot of his character references. I think he's a great sketch card artist. But yeah, I always try to give credit, and you just sometimes you can't help it, man. You need a good reference, and this guy's got it, and just try to make it your own.
No, definitely. Like for me, I don't know if you ever noticed, but I myself, I like using references, man. I think it helps me out a lot. I primarily use usually have that little figure, and or I use figures that I collect. So
Hmm.
for example, like Lord Zed and shit, I'll pose them and then snap the shot and boom, draw it. You know what I mean? Nothing like that helps you out, or it's just
I
primarily
mean,
the art.
I guess I really haven't. Crazy as it sounds, I haven't done that.
No.
You know?
Let's see what else we got in here. So it's Marvel or DC, dude?
It's got to be Marvel, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean from the movies to the comics to the cartoons, they just always seem to have done a better job.
cool.
I mean, the new Joker movie was really good, but aside from that, everything just seems so, you know, I guess it seems real dark, and not from not necessarily from, the picture quality itself seems dark. It just doesn't seem as good. It doesn't look like they have as big of a budget, I guess.
Oh,
Marvel does a better job with the CGI stuff, I think. I think DC is more like the X-Men, Fox, Marvel stuff.
yeah.
It's not as good.
Now, favorite superhero from Marvel, of course,
From Marvel, I would have to say,
and
I
why?
what now?
I said, and why? Favorite hero
Oh,
and why?
I've always been a Colossus fan, and I don't know why.
Oh, shit. Good pick.
You know, he's just a cool character, I guess.
That's a dope pick, dude.
Yeah.
I like that.
And Juggernaut's always cool too.
Yeah, definitely. You're into action? Are you into action figures? Not really.
Yeah, I mean, I like to look at them. I don't buy a whole lot of them anymore. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Any favorite artists, dude? Like, as far as like pros out there?
Pros.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Kirby stuff.
Okay.
Jack Kirby did a lot of cool stuff.
The classics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy, whoever did the Batman animated series, I mean, that guy was incredible. I don't even know who he
Okay.
is, but he was good. And I don't know, now I don't really know that I pay a lot of attention to the pros anymore. I mean, you look at some people on Instagram, and they do a better job.
I mean that is true, man. I have seen a lot of awesome talent out there, dude.
Hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do this. Just get to pick your guys' brains a little bit more, man. Get to know you on a personal basis,
Yep.
which is dope, dude.
There's a lot of guys out there on Instagram, man. And a lot of them, you can message and are nice and, will talk to you and give you advice, feedback, whatever. Some of them, not so much, but for the most part, everybody's pretty easygoing, friendly.
What does your son say about your drawing?
Oh, he likes it. He's always trying to
Yeah.
get me to draw him stuff, and I tell him, why don't you go pick up the pencil and get it done, And
Yeah.
his argument is, well, I can't draw. And then I say, well, you do it every day, you will, You got to want to do it. And then I'll give in and draw him whatever he wants. But
Any advice that you have for like upcoming artists, people just starting out, besides keep practicing?
keep practicing, man. That's the biggest thing, I think. Keep practicing and don't hesitate to ask. You got a question about how to do something, message somebody and ask. If they don't answer you, they don't answer you. But, odds are they will, and they'll tell you what they think, whether you want to hear it or not,
Yeah.
Don't cheap out on products, man. Don't cheap out. It's not worth it in the long run. Invest in good quality art supplies, and you can keep them forever.
Nah, I hear that, dude. Like, so how long do you got with Instagram, dude?
I don't know. I
No.
guess 2017 sometime.
Okay.
It hadn't been too terribly long. I just did it as an outlet to look at. I did it really to look at other art, and then I started posting art, and kind of escalated from there. So,
The Lanús says quality over quantity.
yeah, I agree with that. Better to have 6 good markers than 60, cheap Chinese markers that bleed everywhere and the tips fall apart. It's just not worth it.
Some Copic markers as opposed to some Namtambo markers, huh?
There again, you doesn't have, there's alternatives to that, but
Oh yeah.
I would
You do,
buy, a Prismacolor pencil over a Crayola, I mean, it only makes sense.
now, besides Instagram, are you in it on any other social media?
I mean, I'm on Facebook, but that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep, that's about the only other. I mean, I posted a little bit years ago on Pinterest, but
Okay.
but no, this is about it for me.
No, definitely. Yeah, I tried that. I tried DeviantArt.
Yeah, I posted a couple there too, but I don't know. Instagram so far has been pretty good. It was better before they changed this whole algorithm thing in the last couple months or whatever. Now you only
Uh,
see so much, but
no, that's true, man. They changed this like every season. It looks like they changed the algorithm here.
hmm
So Thalo, he's also an artist that I know. He's gonna be on the show.
cool.
He asked, "Where do you see your art in the future?" I think that's a good question, man.
Sounds like if everything goes well in stores.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, it. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep posting it here, and you know, I'm as far as where it's gonna end up. I don't know. It could end up on your wall if you want to trade. I mean, I'm open to whatever. So
Let's say you see your piece on eBay. You gonna pick it up?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the other thing with this whole sketch card deal is you send these cards back and you never see them again. You don't get a copy of them. You don't get nothing. So you hope that whoever finds them will at least post it somewhere and say, "Hey, I got it."
No, and dude, and once again, dude, big congrats on that, dude. That's pretty awesome. I think I told you, I think it was you who I was saying that I collected a lot of Marvel cards back in my day,
Right,
and that was one of the things that I would always look
right,
forward to. It's those sketch cards, bro.
yeah.
So I still got a few of them. They're floating in there. I just don't
Mhm.
want to pull them out right now, but they're dope, man. Is that what got you into doing sketch cards, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, the card sets from the early '90s were always real cool. Um, and yeah, I think that triggered some of it. I can tell you that looking at those cards and then, you now you fully understand there's no way that those were drawn on a sketch card. Like they were
Yeah,
definitely a bigger
yeah,
piece and then shrunk down. So,
definitely.
but yeah, it was always fun collecting them. That's for sure.
Definitely. For all you guys tuning in, we're talking to Josh Queen at Josh Queen CRL. That's his handle. Find him on here, Instagram,
Yeah.
also on Facebook. Same handle.
Yeah, it's probably just under Josh Queen, but yeah.
So what's the CRL for, man?
Yeah, I figured that would come up. So, uh, CRL actually stands for Certified Registered Locksmith.
Oh shit.
Uh, so yeah, by trade, for the last, I've been in the locksmith industry for 22 years maybe. So it was
That's pretty
just,
dope.
it's just a title that you achieve, through rigorous testing. And how that ended up as my Instagram thing, I don't know. I think it was just because my email is joshqueencrl@gmail. So I
Okay.
just carried it over, to keep things uniform. But yeah, that's what that is.
Mr. V10 says lock your door and keep your art safe, huh?
Yeah.
And also Thalo, he says he's seen your slabs. He's like, you plan on doing more? I think yes. The answer is yes
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Definitely.
Stack of them. I just got to get this Marvel deal done first. But
Cool.
after that, yeah, I mean, I'll be back doing slabs and um, open to trading whoever wants to trade.
So besides your you honing in your skills on the marker as far as color, have you ever thought about going elsewhere, trying something else, acrylics, watercolors, stuff like that, man?
Yeah, I think the next step when I get some time will be to try the watercolor thing. Uh,
Watercolor.
I tried the colored pencil thing, and I can't get into it for some reason. I don't know. A
I
lot of
feel
people
you, man.
are great with it, you know,
No, yeah, yeah.
uh, but
No,
I just reason don't work for me.
I definitely feel that, man. Like you, I dabbled with color pencils, but for me, honestly, I choose watercolor and acrylics just because it's a lot faster to cover that,
Mm,
that piece of paper. So the only color pencils I really use is the white one, and that's just to make the
right.
highlights and stuff.
Yeah, and I bought an iPad Pro and a pencil, the Apple Pencil, and Procreate, and I just can't get into that either. It's just not the same. People do amazing stuff with it, but I just cannot, get past the old pencil and paper. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to. I'd like to learn more about, using Procreate and things like that because you can do a lot of cool stuff, and it's easier to make your stuff look really good because you can go back and fix things a lot easier digitally.
Oh yeah,
But there's so much to learn about that program, and I don't know. For me, it's easier to pick up a marker and a pencil and go to work.
you dabbled with that for a while though.
Yeah, not for very long.
Not
I
for
mean,
very long.
I tried it for maybe a month and I just couldn't.
It's not for you.
Nah. I mean, but you can tell, a lot of people, when you look at their stuff, you can see that they took an actual, photo, scanned it in, and then drew over that photo to create that piece of work. Makes for a nice piece, but I'm not convinced it's the same thing as creating it with pencil and paper. I don't
Well,
know that it just carries the same amount of weight with me.
yeah. Now, Thalo, bro, you've been on it, bro. Thanks for these questions. I mean,
Yeah.
these questions is this is definitely some of the questions that I got written down. Just been thinking of them, but you got to it first, so let's go there, man. How do you, since you got a full-time job, what's your schedule like, dude?
Yeah.
Balance?
Well, I'm fortunate now that I'm able to work from home now. So most of the stuff I do now is electronic work. Um, so I work, 8 to 4:30, and then, after 4:30, I'll usually get dinner rolling, and then once my son goes to bed, I'll sit down and knock out a few pieces of art, sketch out, 3 or 4 cards. But and then on the weekends, I'll do more because I have more time. Yeah, it goes back to you just got to do it. You got to find the time to do it. So
Do you find it hard to make that time?
no, no, I don't think so. Especially not when it's something you want to do. You know, it'd be different like if it was going to the gym because I don't want to do that. So yeah, down to do that. But no, to draw is not a problem. You can squeeze it in.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I hear that, dude. That was one of my things that so for me, I took a 7 year hiatus pretty much from the moment my little girl was born. Well, about a year or two prior to her being born until 2017 when I actually hopped on Instagram here. So that was the whole thing for me.
And that's almost identical to what I did.
Okay.
Almost identical. Um, I would say from probably 2001 to 2016, I did not pick up a pencil.
Oh shit.
And then 2016, 2017, I just decided I was going to start drawing again. And then I, got the Instagram account and started drawing. So yeah, I was out of commission for a long time. But before that, when I was in high school and middle school, I was real active with it. Uh, I would do illustrations for the school newspaper, stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
I was pretty active back then, but yeah, I gave it up for forever. And then I decided one day, hey, why not?
So when you picked it up, was it like riding a bike? Did you notice that? Did your skills
But
kind of like?
yeah, I mean, it was, I could still ride the bike, but it was ugly.
Okay, yeah,
But after you did it for a month, it got
yeah,
better and better, and here we are now. You just got to do it. It goes back to what I say. Anybody can do it. You just got to want to do it, and you got to do it every day. That's the only
yeah.
way you're good at it.
Great advice, dude. I mean, I think that would be like rule number one. As far as art goes, that's rule number one.
Hmm.
For me, it's like, either you have it or you don't at the same time. Besides the practice, if you're gonna get into it, you're gonna get into it, and you're gonna dedicate yourself, right?
Hmm.
But there's sometimes where people, they just don't have it, and I don't necessarily mean skill. It's more like the patience for it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I talk from experience. I got a couple brothers. One of them is also an artist. He's actually in here as well. And the other one, the oldest one, he kind of dabbles in it, but he's very impatient, dude. But I seen some of his art, and it looks like he has a touch. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Does any of this stuff like run in your family? Anybody
Yeah.
else paint or draw?
Nobody ever did anything with it. Yeah, I don't know why,
Okay.
but yeah. Yeah, there were, several family members that were pretty good.
Oh, cool. They still do it though, just for like leisure or pastime? No.
No, just me, man. Hopefully my son will pick it up. I just got him the book, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, so
Uh,
we'll see.
yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, yeah. My brother says he doesn't draw because it takes a long time. So there you go. Now, is that something you want for your son though?
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah.
like to do it. I mean, it's a good hobby. It's one of the more cost-effective hobbies out there. So, yeah, it's a good stress reliever.
Have you ever done anything like on a wall? Not necessarily like illegal graffiti, but just
No, I
a
haven't.
bedroom wall or something,
No, I haven't done anything like that. Pretty
Now,
boring. No cards and paper.
cool. How about as far as people, just doing commission work, man? What's your craziest commission piece somebody ever requested?
I can honestly say, aside from some trades, that I have not been commissioned to do anything.
For real?
Yeah, nothing. So I'm open to it, but I haven't had any interest.
Nah, cool, man. Well, Pablo, thank you, man. Cool. Thank you for joining, dude. Great seeing you, man. Nah, man. As far as commission, dude, is it now since you're open to it, is it something you're pushing or
No, but I mean,
no?
I would definitely consider it.
Okay. Well, that's something good to know, man. I'll definitely push it though.
Sure.
I'll definitely push whatever as much as I can.
Mm,
Help you out.
sure.
So make sure everybody goes right now. That way he doesn't have time to do his Marvel cards.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
hella booked right now.
But soon.
No, that's awesome, man. I mean, as far as us, I think we got a little less than, I'd say about 10 minutes, give or take. Anything else that you want to touch on that we probably didn't discuss, or
No, I can't think of anything, man.
any questions for me, man, for the host?
Who's next?
Oh, who's next? That's a good question. Coming up, we have Jefferson. You can find him at Connie Arts. He'll be next Sunday. After that would be Juan. at Delatorre Comics. He's on the 17th. So it looks like right now everybody's, give or take, doing a Sunday thing, you know? So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got another question from the viewers. Dela News asks, would you rather do your normal job or your art?
Well, if the art paid like the normal job, I'd rather do the art, but it doesn't. So I have to take the day job, man.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that, dude. I say that to everybody. If I could make a living off my art, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel Instagram's been good to you as far as letting you, you know, just show your work, showcase your work and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I don't have any complaints about it. And everybody's been, you know, everybody that comments on it has always been pretty positive. So, yeah, I think it's a good place to showcase.
Sweet, man. Cool. V10 it says, what are you drawing at the moment?
Yeah, the only thing would be the Joker
Sketch cards.
I posted earlier. Other than that, I can't really show what.
Yeah, you can't disclose that stuff.
Can't do it.
I mean, they're not watching, Josh.
Yeah,
come on, man.
well, sorry.
No, that's awesome, though, man. Once again, man, congrats on that, dude. It's
Thanks.
pretty cool, man.
I will post it once approved.
Yeah, once it's approved. That'll be what, a couple months from now, more than likely.
So
So
I don't know what turnaround time is, but I would imagine.
Any inspirations as far as other artists here? I know you were mentioning some the other day.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's several good ones out there, man, that I really like. Tim Shin, I really like his stuff. Tim Shin 73, I think it is. Your stuff is good, obviously.
Thank you.
V. Lee Dominguez.
Oh yeah, I follow
Yeah,
him.
I
I
like
follow
his
Vila.
Picture player, Ryan Solsky, I think is his name. I like his stuff.
Okay.
Phil Berquist art. I really like Phil's stuff. I think he's a highly underrated dude. I really recommend you check him out. JR Hybrid Collectibles is good.
Okay.
I like looking at his stuff. I actually made a list because I knew this was going to come up. Sismithson, or Cy Sismithson, Sismithson. He's in the UK, but his stuff is awesome, and I trade with him a lot.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, but those are the ones that I talk to and follow a lot. So definitely check them out. And then you got your pros like Matt Applegate Draws and Ryan Olson Studios. You got those guys. They're good. Quantum Caps, but they're in a little bit different ball game, I think.
Sweet. Cool, man. Josh, I mean, it looks like we're down to the last few minutes.
Okay.
Once again, thanks again, dude, for doing this. It was
Thanks for having me.
Fucking awesome, man. Just to talk to you.
After you get this thing rolling, maybe we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely got to get a part 2.
Okay.
Bring you back sometime.
Yeah.
Again, soon. And if anything, let's try to set something up a little after the deadline and see how that went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I can tell you about, the ins and outs.
Cool, yeah. I did. Dude, well, you heard it here, guys. Josh Queen.
Yep.
We'll have him a little after December 2nd, you said is the deadline?
Yep.
December, yeah, cool. So a little after December, guys, sometimes we'll set it up. Josh Queen again, tell us more about ins and outs for you sketch card artists out there. All you other artists that joined in, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Josh Queen, man. Any other things? Any last words, man?
I got nothing, man. Just draw every day and don't cheap out on stuff.
There you go.
So, yeah. But check out my stuff and, you know, comment, message me, whatever. I'll talk to you. Tell me if you like it. You can tell me, you know, you don't like it. But yeah, that's about all I got.
Cool, cool. Well, this won't be the last of Josh Queen, guys. Thank you guys for joining in. Josh Queen,
Yeah.
thanks again, bro. Appreciate it. Awesome little interview. It was fun.
Yep.
Went by quicker than I thought, man. For everybody else, post some stuff up, Josh Queen stuff coming up. If you see it on the stories, on anywhere, just make sure you click on it, go follow. Definitely hit him up, say hi. To our ones and ones of fans out there that joined in, you know what I'm saying? I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully you've seen some people from your side.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Join in?
Yep.
Hopefully they have. Okay, that's pretty cool, dude. So I'll keep this up. I'll keep this up 24 hours. Hopefully it'll save. If I do, I eventually want to put it on my YouTube and, you know, just keep a nice little, you know, collection of it and stuff. I think that'll be cool.
Yep.
Josh.
Hit me up for round 2, man.
Thanks, bro. I definitely will, bro. Thanks again, guys. At Josh Queen, JOSHQUEEN CRL. Josh Queen CRL. Make sure you guys go follow. Thank you for tuning in. Zimma out. Josh, thanks, brother. Great time. And thank you, guys. We are out for this one. This episode number 1. Put it in the bag. It's done. We're fucking done. All right, next guest coming up is at Connie Arts. He'll be here next Sunday, hopefully. And thank you, Delatorre Inc. Everybody else, Dela News. Thank you guys for joining. Follow. Who else did I see in here? V10. Thank you for joining. Ivy Hush. Thank you guys. You guys know who you are. Stay tuned to the next Chatting with Zim, guys. I'm out. Peace.